Hey guys, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems and BikeJames.com, and today I'm going to go over some things with the Kettlebell Clean. It's one of those exercises that, as I've been using in my facility lately, some benefits that people don't usually think about, especially mountain bikers, have been coming up as I've been explaining this to some of my riders, and I wanted to share them with you so that you can get a little bit more out of this exercise. Now, the Kettlebell Clean, I'll show you one real quick so you know what we're talking about, and then explain what it is and some of the kind of hidden benefits for us of this exercise. So it's basically taking a kettlebell up to the rack position. So hiking it back, right up to your rack position. Now if you're repeating, you would just drop it back down, back up to the rack position. So showing you from the side, at the bottom position, it looks just like a swing, but then we pull it up to this rack position. So what it's not is a swing that we're pulling in. So you're not swinging it out and then in. As you come up, you're pulling it right back up to that rack position. So the best description I've heard is think about like drawing a J. You know, you've got the curve underneath you, but then you try and pull it straight up your body into that rack position. So, two tips that have really helped people clean up their form with this exercise are keep the bicep contacted to the ribs while you're doing it, and do not let the thumb come above the collarbone. So if you do that, you'll drop the kettlebell down. As you come back up, if you don't let the bicep come away from the ribs, that will force you to pull it right back up. If the bicep comes away from the ribs, you're going to swing it out. So it comes up, and then if you keep the thumb below the collarbone, again, you're not going to shrug it up or get out of position. So those two tips have really helped clean up people's form. Now, why is this an important exercise? Two reasons. One, I tell my clients in kettlebell lifting, there are style points. We always need style points. A clean is not just an exercise. It is how you get a kettlebell up to the rack position. So if you're going to be doing kettlebell front squats, kettlebell presses, anything that is initiated from this rack position, this is how you get the kettlebell up. You don't just pick it up and hoist it in position and looking all crazy doing that. It's not safe, and you're also missing out a great opportunity to get a little extra power development. So make sure that you're using the clean to get the kettlebell up to your rack position. Now another thing that it really helps us out with that we don't think a lot about is its ability to teach us how to time our breath to absorb an impact. So if you'll notice when I do this, my breath is a little bit different than with swings. With swings, as I pop the hips through, I go and I'm timing my breath with my hips. With the clean, I want to time my breath for when I catch the weight. So I'm going to sniff in at the bottom, and then as I pull it up, I'm going to catch that weight and use my breath to create the compression at the moment that I catch it, so that I'm nice and braced and tight for that impact. So what this is doing for us on the bike is teaching us the basic skill of how to use our breath to absorb impact. So, you know, a lot of us have been in the situation where you've, overshot a jump and you're going to land a flat, or just, you're going to take a rough hit. What you don't want to do is just get stiff. You want to stay loose. You want to be able to time your compression for when you need it, and then be able to get loose again so that you can get back in control of your bike. Being stiff on your bike means that you're going to wreck. You have to stay fluid, let the bike move underneath you, and just time your compression, time your tension when you need it. So again, using the clean and really thinking about your breath and how to use that breath to absorb the impact is going to help teach you that growth skill. So again, great exercise for a couple of reasons, yeah, just a good overall kettlebell exercise. But like I said, the breathing is so important. Make sure you're timing your breath to catch that kettlebell at the top, and keeping your bicep connected to the ribs, thumb below the collarbone. You get a lot more out of this exercise. So once again, this has been James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems. You can check me out on the web at BikeJames.com. I'll talk to you guys next time.